Hi, Ken. Welcome back to Martial Art Madness. Well, in my video about my top favorite five fighters, I also get asked this question not as often, and it's usually not at the seminar, but it will be later over a dinner or sometimes when we're all just meeting at someone's house or at the hotel. And I'll be asked, who is my least favorite fighter or fighters of all time? And my answer may surprise you because unless I know the person very well, I don't give it. Now, when I'm talking about fighters, I'm talking about those people who actually have entered amateur or professional type competition. I'm not speaking about people who claim to be great fighters, but there's no real source record for that. So, for an example, I'm not speaking about the no-touch knockout guys. Right or wrong, I'll make fun of that. Okay, I have no problem if you looked at previous videos, I'll make fun of that. And my method of satire, which not everybody gets, but I'll make fun of that. But actually, people who put themselves out there. Now, I'll be honest, if I get to know somebody well enough, and I know that they're not going to take what I meant as a way of trying to insult somebody, I may tell somebody, hey, I'm just not a fan of this fighter or that fighter, and here are the reasons why, or I actually don't think they're a very good fighter. Not every professional fighter is a good fighter, and not every amateur fighter is a good fighter. That's just obvious. You can watch some film and you can see that, or go to a live fight and go like, the person probably doesn't belong there. There's even been champions who I don't think are really good fighters. They can go into an organization where it's not the best competition, but I want to give everybody their due who stepped in there. There is something odd. I mean, we can scientifically say it's adrenaline, it's nerves, it's this, the way you're conditioned and brought up, that happens when you step into the ring or on the mat to actually compete against somebody. It's everything from the adrenaline, the sensory perception, your psychological makeup. And so anybody who gets out there and is willing to put themselves on the line, I give respect to. Even if they have a personality I may not quite like, because not everybody's going to like my personality. I will say the things I don't like. I don't care for trash talk. I've never liked it. I do know that some people do it as hams. They're just hamming things up. But even then, I think it kind of crosses a line. There's more important things than to winning competitions in the martial arts. And while the martial arts is primarily a form of self-defense or fighting, it should be to make better people, because most of us in life are never going to be in a real fight. Now, I have been, but that's because I was in the security forces law enforcement career field, and then I worked additional jobs outside in the security field as second jobs, even though I was teaching martial arts, or I was working as a security director for a couple of nonprofits, or when I was a professor, I worked another job. So I've been in some real fights, 3 official real fights as far as legally. But most people will never be in one, even if they take the martial arts, because hopefully you'll learn how to avoid those confrontations and get other people out, for they don't have to enter into a real fight. And if you have to, then you know exactly what you need to do, and you can subdue or quell the situation hopefully quickly. And hopefully learning to fight gives you the mental preparation, because mental fitness is more important than physical fitness. There are a lot of people who are great in the dojo but don't do it too well on the outside. And there's a lot of people who don't know anything about fighting, but on the outside, boy, they've just got a mental fitness that gets them through it. But getting into the ring is a different situation. It really is. And I respect anybody who is going to either whether it's point fighting, full contact kickboxing, grappling, wrestling, whatever. When you put yourself on the line in there, my hat is off to you. Like I said, I don't care for the characteristic of trash talking, but I give my, even if I think that their technique is sloppy, their abilities are sloppy, they didn't belong there, they're horrible to watch. Not every time I watch a fight, I go like, oh, that was a fun fight to watch. Even if the rest of the crowd may like watching them, I may go, it didn't do anything for me. I've just like taste in movies or motorcycles or cars or whatever. We have certain tastes of what appeals to us. However, I admire the guts and the determination of anybody who gets in there. So while I do have some fighters that I don't think are that good, or they're not my favorite. They may be even good, just not my favorite due to their personality or the way they behave. I don't diss on them unless I'm having that real good private type conversation with people I know, and it organically has came about. To people at a seminar that I don't know very well, I don't say it. I'm not famous by any means, but even if I was, I wouldn't say it. And I just don't think it's really shows a lot of respect for either the sport or Budo, or even respect for me. So I just don't say it. But I must be honest, you have those people you're really close to, and you'll get in those conversations. And to those people, they'll come up. I always try, though, to measure it to where I'm not putting the person down necessarily. I'm just saying, here are the reasons why I don't think they're a very good fighter, or here are the reasons why I don't really like them as a fighter. They may be great people outside, but I don't really like them as a fighter. But I don't do it in front of crowds or seminars or karate students, because I just think it's beneath. And if it's going to be a conversation, it should be organic. So I get asked it. I just don't say it. I just say I respect everybody who steps in that ring and puts it on the line, because it is a weird feeling, at least for me, and most people I know I've talked to, it's a very weird feeling. I have known people, even before a real hardcore top-level point tournament, who will be throwing up the morning of before they go out there. I've known people who will pace. I know other people who can relax, but the minute they hit the mat or the ring, they just go, whoo, they can't control it. I've seen all kinds, and it's a lot to get in there and put it on the line. And while injury is usually not there, you never know. When someone's trying to hit and kick you or choke you or put you in an armbar, you never know what will happen. And you got to give credit where credit's due. Even with those people that I go, that fighter doesn't do anything for me, I give them all the respect, shake their hand, give them a bow, and give their praises, because it takes a lot of guts to get in that ring. Anyways, hope you enjoyed what I had to say. Take care. Os.